Welcome to the Emajin Golf Podcast Beyond the 19th. I'm your host Raj Narayan. Today we catch up with Irwin Hau from Conversion Cow. This episode is packed with a lot of learning around converting leads and making sales within your organization. Hope you enjoy. Irwin, you've just only recently joined Emajin Golf a few months ago. You've attended a couple of our events, and today you're here at the podcast, and I'm just really excited to learn more about you, hear your story.
Thanks,
so welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it, Raj.
Fabulous. So look, Irwin, let me get to know you a bit more better. And for our listeners, let's start at the very beginning. Tell us a bit more about your early days and where did you start your career and, how did you end up here at Conversion?
Yeah, fantastic. I actually started my life in advertising land. So I used to work for one of the two top ad agencies here in Melbourne and really enjoyed working there. But after a time, you realize rather than work for the man, you want to be the man and start your own thing and get that entrepreneurial spirit happening. So I decided to start my own agency.
Yeah, fabulous. So tell me, obviously you were in advertising. You started your career in advertising. What about before that? Where are you from? Where did you study? Is it in Melbourne? And are you a marketing student?
Yeah. So I was Australian born and bred, but I've always been in Melbourne. In terms of study, did my Bachelor of Information Systems and Science, major in computer science. So I've actually been a bit of a coding nerd, we'll call it, but realized that wasn't truly my love, but I really loved the marketing advertising side. So I actually did my master's in advertising.
Yeah, because people always think like marketing is like a softer subject, but realistically, it's a lot of data, isn't it? A lot of information, and it's very quantitative. Because especially if you're talking about, advertising or promotions, etc. I've always had a sales background, not as much marketing, but I always think when it's data driven, you get, greater understanding of what's working and not. Yeah. And also better results.
Well, it's actually a combination. I think it's data, there's human psychology. Psychology is a big one when it comes to marketing. Understanding, influence and or what I call persuasion because of Dr. Robert Cialdini. But a lot of, persuasion techniques.
Yeah, tell me, what is it? What is a persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Tell us a bit more about that.
I love it. There's a book called Persuasion by Dr. Robert Cialdini. And it's the idea that you can actually influence someone in how they think because of things that you put in beforehand. So if you, say for example, if you pump a really nice smell outside a flower shop as you walk past, you might want to be more engaged, I guess, in interacting or purchasing or buying. And there's a lot of persuasion techniques we actually bring in that affect us before we get to the decision making point. And if just in case you think you don't fall for it, say for example, a beautiful brand like a Mercedes or Rolls Royce, you already feel something about that before you walk into the showroom. Yeah. And that's branding. There's, the ads that you see, the images, the Instagram feed that you follow that has beautiful cars on it, that all influences you. And so marketing to me is a lot about human psychology. So is sales as well. Yeah. And if you understand human behavior, I think you'll do a lot better in marketing and sales in general. So
Oh, fantastic. That's amazing.
Bit of fun.
I never heard about this persuasion. So I'm going to have to do that, put some beautiful smells at our golf days. No, I'm joking. We have everything natural. We have the natural sunlight on the grass and everything. Beautiful. Fantastic. So look, talking about your quantitative background, do you use that a lot these days in your marketing roles?
It's actually all combined together. So it's looking at data because data is very information. Yeah. There's a lot of subliminal kind of information and also psychology that you kind of combine that with even design because we're visual beings. We love things that are emotional and rational. So you have to appeal to both the heart and the head when it comes to, marketing and sales. So there's a lot of that we delve into. So and again, we customize it depending on the customer.
Oh, this is amazing. So tell me, look, I thought usually I'd talk a lot about golf and chit chat before I ask about the business, but this is very interesting. So let's jump straight in and we'll come back to the golf a bit later. It is a golf podcast, so I have to ask you something about golf eventually. But tell me, so obviously you set up your own business. And so was that the Conversion Cow? Because I've used it and I would love to chat more about it. My background through my whole career has been in sales or some type of sales role. I've been in business development roles and always had a natural affinity to it, but it's not something that I have done any formal education. So it's more like
For
I
sure.
have had formal education, but they have all been in economics and finance,
Sure.
not in sales. So I've always been naturally good at talking to people, influencing and creating, trusted relationships, and therefore converting them to sales. And that's how the whole golfing thing came about as well.
Makes
Because
sense.
golf, you play 4.5 hours, you build a great relationship, and then
Away
then
you
you
go.
can away you go. Business happens naturally. Whereas I just think that it'll be interesting to hear from you, this persuasion thing, but also just around the marketing principles and just how you set up the conversion cow.
Yeah. So conversion cow, the story comes because we didn't actually intend to start a company. We were actually just solving a problem that we had. Okay. So I've been running this digital agency, a separate digital agency called Chromatix for 16 years. And the truth is, as a business owner, I woke up every single day thinking, I want more leads, I want more sales, I need customers, I got to pay for my staff.
Yeah.
What's the turnover like at the end of the day?
Irwin, you and every other business person, everyone listening to this podcast.
I'd be surprised.
The whole world. I think sales
I'd be surprised
if
no one was thinking that.
Yeah. Every business owner thinks that, right? Because you got to get the top line before you can do anything else.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the first thing we think about when we wake up. It's the last thing we worry about before we sleep and stuff. Yeah. So that's the thing I was worried about. See, as I was running this digital agency, I was realizing I was doing a lot of marketing, good marketing, your usual SEO, AdWords, social media. I was running ads on radio and everything. But I realized not many people were calling me. So there's a big difference between running ads and getting phone calls. Yeah. And we run ads and we do marketing because we need phone calls and emails.
And usually, right, you run ads and then you're doing the phone calls. There's like usually sales is you end up chasing people. You end up, trying to get time in people's diaries.
Absolutely. But the thing is, what if how do we correlate marketing to actually sales calls? We need to close the gap a little bit, because it's like, just because you spend money on marketing doesn't mean you get a phone call. And so where I did a study was, well, let's just use my business as an analogy. I'm running marketing. Where are they getting caught? I guess, where are they being blocked, I guess, in the sales process? And so the biggest one I found was, have you noticed that all marketing always directs people back to a website? So think about it.
Yes.
If you run a radio ad, no one actually says a phone number anymore. They don't go call 1-800-XYZ. If you look at a car decal, if you go to a business networking event, if you go to an expo or whatever it is.
I just see only QR codes these days.
It's QR codes that go to what? A website.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my question is, how do I get someone off my website? Because let's be honest, you can spend 4 hours on my website. That does nothing. So just because I got a prettier website, does that mean you got to give me a call, or does it? No, actually. It might look better, but I want that phone call. And so we tried to boil down the science of what is it that will make you call me? And we realized that people only ask basic questions when they come to your website. Things like, who are you? What do you do? Why should I choose you? And how do I get in touch with you? That's it. It's as simple as that. And if I can answer those quickly, clearly, make it look good at the same time, because you need a little bit of design as well, I think you might be able to get that phone call. And so we thought, rather than say to someone, hey, your website, let's change this and that, and let's charge you, I know, 150, 200, 250 an hour sort of thing, and take a lot of time doing it as well. Yeah. Why don't we just package those things into one spot, make it as cheap as possible, and make it as quick as possible so you can run quick tests as well. And so that's how Conversion Cow came about. We created this product for our own website. We ran it. We realized that our tool was now converting more than any other of our sales or marketing elements on our site. And so we thought, you know what? Why help ourselves? Let's productize it and help the world.
Help the world. And look, I've obviously seen this, and I think it's pretty cool. As someone who's worked in sales all my life, there you go. As someone who's worked in sales all my life, I just thought this is so cool, because people talk about landing pages and creating different landing pages. And I find, like, scrolling down a page, half the time I've lost interest and I've left and I've done something. And I'm a serial shopper. You serve me an Instagram ad, I'm going to click on it. So I'm like, I buy everything. And I find that if someone who's like me, who clicks on nearly anything and buys rubbish that I don't need, if I'm not running through a landing page, your average person is just going to not even click on the link, or they're not going to really do much. And I've seen your conversion count, and it's really cool. Like when you say pretty pictures, it comes out. It's like it's basically a link that sits on the side of the website, and you can click on it, and it comes out
100%.
Various questions for those who haven't seen it. Check it out. But you answer all these questions of the why choose us, basically,
correct,
and who we are, what we do, but really why choose us.
Yeah.
And I quite love it, and I just explain a bit more. Tell us a bit more on how you go about this process and how you come up with this, because obviously everybody thinks that they have got those answers hidden in the website somewhere.
Absolutely.
Because people do answer this question, but it's just not succinct and in a little pop-up that comes out and tells you that information. It's somewhere in your website. Like if you go to my website, you see, yes, this is what we do, access, learn, and grow. This is what we run our events. Like all this information is in there, but it's in multiple pages of data. So,
but that's the thing. You of everything you said, the key word is hidden. The information is there. I trust that if I go on any website, your information about who you are, what you do, why choose you, all that kind of stuff, and your call to actions, they're all there. It's just that from a human psychology perspective is we are lazy. We're lazy users. I don't want to scroll around. It's kind of like my missus said, Irwin, can you just change the channel for me?
Yeah.
The remote was just on the couch. On the other couch.
All the time.
I didn't want to get up. That's how lazy I was. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep watching the show. I don't really like it, but I just can't be bothered getting up. That's how lazy we are. And so if we're saying, oh, by the way, if you go to this page, you'll find out who we are and what we do. If you scroll down a little bit more on the very bottom, you'll realize why choose us. And oh, by the way, the contact button, if you click on that and scroll down a little bit, you'll find that little phone number on the bottom. That's our, no, you know what? You've already lost me at the who you are part, right? And so my heart is, how do we summarize all that really quickly and clearly, put it in the one spot and make it appear on every single page or every single spot, and not only work on desktop, but work on mobile. And so that's what we actually solved with our software.
So it works on mobile as well. So you can click on it and it comes up.
It's even better on mobile because it's like a little summary page. So Conversion Count is like your little sales summary page. It's literally your sales pitch on a single page. It's like, someone actually said it the best. They said it's like a website on a website. It's even little, faster.
I always see it's like a pop-up. It just pops up. But instead of that crazy thing that you have to ask questions to, it actually has it all in there, like in pictures. Because I hate the bot that you got to answer questions.
Can I say, there's a place for everything. There is nothing wrong with marketing techniques. There's nothing wrong with websites. There's nothing wrong with landing pages. And there's nothing wrong with chatbots. But each one serves a different purpose. See, a chatbot you have to interact with. Yeah. And you have to ask it the questions and you have to go back and forth. But you know what? Does everyone want an interaction? No. Maybe they just want to read something. And let's be honest, when we do read, there's two ways we read. We either skim through information or we swim through it. We read every single line. And I don't know about you. I'm a skimmer. I'm a skimmer, right?
I'm less than a skimmer. Oh my God, forget that.
You're a flicker. You're like that sort of thing.
Because I tell you what, I'm running around. I'm so busy in my life that I have 3 seconds. If you haven't got me in the first 3 to 5 seconds, like I'm moved on. I've gone to the next
what are we
thing.
Doing, right?
It's all finished,
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you, because we do live in that information age. And I liked what you said, that there's a role for everything. And the same with sales. Like people say, oh, what should I do? Should I do Facebook ads? Should I do SEO? Should I do Google? Should I advertise? And you go, it's all of the above. You're not going to do not good SEO. If someone typed golf or Emajin or whatever, I do 100%. Want us to turn up, surely. Otherwise, if you're hidden at the 4th page, you can shut your business and go home. But same with socials, organic. Yes, you want to be in everybody's feed. Yes, you want to do paid ads because it goes on the people 100%. You don't have connections with in their feed. I always think it's all of the above. And the challenge, I suppose, is optimizing all of the above.
Yeah.
Like, knowing where to put your spend.
Each marketing tool that you do or marketing activity that you do has a purpose. So social media might be more brand awareness. SEO might be bottom of the funnel where there's a user intent to find certain things. So if I need to find a web designer in Melbourne, bang, I can find it. But it really comes down to knowing the purpose of each tool and what you're looking for. And so if you're not looking to have a chat with someone when someone comes to your website, then don't have a chatbot. But if you are and you feel that you can actually give a lot of information, I know some great ones that have AI now built in as well. That's perfect. But it's finding the right thing. And so we've found for Conversion Cow there's a type of client that works really well with Conversion Cow and a type of client that doesn't work well with Conversion Cow. But that's like all things, right?
That's all like all things, exactly. Interesting. Tell me what works and doesn't work. I love people's businesses and how they think and how they operate.
Yeah, no. Well, when would Conversion Cow work? Well, if you have no traffic coming to your website, if no one's visiting your website, there's no point having a conversion tool on your website. Let's be honest, right? So the first disclaimer, do you have any traffic or are you doing any marketing? Are you driving anyone to your website? If so, then absolutely big tick, because let's be honest, you don't want them on your website, you want them off your website and onto your telephone or your email address. That's the first one. Second, you actually have to care about sales and leads. I don't know about you. I know it sounds funny, but I've spoken to some businesses.
It sounds funny, but who doesn't care about sales and leads?
Some people have actually said, you know what, I don't need any leads. I don't need any sales. We're happy just, we've got enough coming in, which I guess there are some industries that might have enough. Well, why not have more? And someone, actually, here's a funny one, Raj. Someone said to me, Irwin, if my phone was ringing off the hook, I couldn't handle it. And I said to them, well, number one, I don't think
about having a second staff member and get them
hire more people then, because if that's a great problem to have firstly, right? But secondly, have you ever thought about this? Say you don't want to hire more people. You now get to choose which leads are the best.
Well said.
Right?
Because I say this in my office to my team all the time. You know this saying, less is more? I just say, no, more is more.
Yeah.
Less is not more. On a rare occasion, less is more. But every other time, more is more.
Yeah.
You know, like what would you rather have, $100 or $10?
Yeah.
$1,000? I think I'd take 1,000.
So the aim is to try to get as much traffic
through as possible,
conversion, so you can qualify the right leads. Because I don't know about you, but when I first started business, every lead that came through, I treated with the same royalty in terms of the amount of time I spent. I mean, I still respect every lead that comes through. I still call each person personally. But for me, I don't want to spend 10 hours on a lead that I know won't work.
Yes.
But you know what happens? When we don't have enough leads, we take on everything. And when we take on everything, you take on the good and the bad. There is such thing as a bad lead.
Oh, there is.
That's not the right fit, right?
Yeah.
And again, we want to find the perfect product fit and the perfect person. Again, you can talk about budget. You might not even get along with the person, right? And we don't want to put ourselves in that awkward position. So let's increase that pipeline of traffic coming to our website, increase the conversion chances from your website. At least your salesperson has now more fun finding the right person to solve the right problem for. To me, that is a better business. But I want to share one formula we always teach with people, and to me, it's business common sense. It's not even, I wouldn't call it marketing or even sales. It's business common sense if you want customers. And it's a maths formula. Business is a numbers game.
I totally agree.
Right?
Totally agree. Yeah.
So my missus, who's an accountant, has said, Irwin, you can do all your marketing, sales and stuff, but it's about the numbers at the end of the day. You need to know your numbers. So there's a maths formula that people need to know if you want customers. Okay. It's as simple as traffic times conversion rate equals customers. So if you're not getting people to you and you're not converting it, and that conversion rate really is the sales process. And that sales process has a lot of conversion points. So the website conversion, your salesperson conversion, your meeting conversion, your proposal conversion, because let's be honest, some people lose it at the proposal stage.
Absolutely.
Right? It could be your pricing, everything. The aim is to optimize your traffic and to optimize your conversion. And the point that I've come to realize that breaks down the most is actually the gap that bridges traffic to your sales team, which is the website conversion. And that's the problem that I want to solve with both my companies, and that's all I want to be known for.
The website
conversion, because your website is your best salesperson. It is the gateway to your business. And if you don't believe me, a lot of people say to me, Irwin, I never use my website. I don't do any marketing. And I'm saying, well, actually, if you really, truly believe it.
What rock have they been hiding under?
Well, firstly, I usually say a bit of a joke. I usually say, well, if you don't use your website and you don't do any marketing, I'm not going to doubt you on that. But just as a joke, if you really believe that your website's not used at all, just take it down. Take it down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I've come to realize everyone kind of goes, oh, no, I can't take it. I can't take it down. I go, why? Oh, I've got a job ad running on Seek and it links to my website. Oh, it's on my car decal. It's written on the side of my van. It's actually on my every business card and on every email I write. It's actually there. People actually check us up. And I said, well, you might not do transactional conversion, but it's still relational conversion. People are still sussing you out to check out who you are.
And that's the best. That's so true. Because then I actually think that you need to be everywhere. We're just looking to, build our profile on TikTok now, even though our audience is really, I think is really not on TikTok because they're all business owners and C-suite executives. But if someone searched us there, I do want us there to be a presence.
Yeah.
We're very into LinkedIn, which is obviously the main channel for business networking, but also Instagram, Facebook. You need to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Website, they all. I think these days, back in the day, I think it used to be you had 5 points of interaction before you made a purchasing decision. And these days, I think it's 27.
Yep.
I have to see your brand 25 to 27 times in so many different places for you to then realize. Same with us, with networking. I have my team in every networking group. I'm in 7 networking groups myself.
Oh, wow.
I go to everything. Because I just go, as the business owner of my business, my job is to create visibility.
100%.
My job is not necessarily to type every invoice and send my job is not necessarily to every little detail. I have a team for that. But creating that visibility, and also with Emajin Golf, we're creating the category as well. There's nothing, nobody is going to go into Google and say golf networking and type that word there.
No.
They may type the word golf or they may type the word networking. But it's a new kind of, we're trying to bring the two things together.
Yeah.
So we need to create the visibility, create the brand,
Yeah.
tell people that we exist, then get them to come and join our community.
Yeah.
So I always think like more is more. You have to be everywhere. These days, you cannot run a business without a good website. And if someone thought, oh, I don't have a good website, go get one. Do it.
And it's not hard.
What are you waiting for? Because the first thing you do, right? You want an electrician. What do? Go to Google, type it up. You want to anything you want, you're going to type it up in a browser somewhere.
If you just play the human psychology side, let's not even make it complex. Right? We don't have a degree in this. Let's just think logically. If I was looking for a service or any problem that I have, I'm going to do a couple of natural things, and tell me if I'm wrong. And just have as you're listening as well, tell me if I'm wrong. Number one, I will ask a friend. I will ask a mate. Or I will see if I know anyone in my existing network. That's the first thing we go to, okay? Assuming we don't know anyone, then the second level is I'm going to do a search. Yeah. I'm not saying it has to be Google. Some people are even asking AI now, hey, ChatGPT, I'm looking for an X, can you help me out? But you've got your Alexas, your Googles, your AIs, your ChatGPTs, all that kind of stuff, whatever, even DeepSeek if you want to use that as well. Whatever you're using, you are going to ask something else. And it's always going to lead to one thing. It has to lead to a website. All of the above has to lead to a website.
Oh, interesting.
But there's other things that people check for confidence. Reviews. So you might check a Google review. Have you ever checked a Google review of something before you got it? If you don't believe me.
Absolutely.
Restaurant.
I already told you. I purchase things on the Instagram. I always look at the reviews and say, is this even a real... Is it even legit? I check it out before I put my card details.
Because we don't trust it. So first one, Google review.
Yes.
Second, I might check your socials. I've met Raj, I've seen Raj, but who's Raj really? So I'm going to go in Google, or you might go, who's Irwin Hau? IRWIN, enter LinkedIn, bang, he comes up. And you might even Google my name or put it in LinkedIn. But the third one is I will always check a website. The website to me is your best salesperson and actually continues to sell for you. And all jokes aside, I love sales teams, but you know what? You guys need a break. You go on annual leave. You get sick. You might have COVID or something like that. And I hope you get well. But my website's up 24/7, is international. It's working for me all the time. My marketing's pumping to it. Even these podcasts, you'll listen. People jump on conversioncow.com. How do I find out more? It goes to a website. So make sure your best salesperson, your website, is up to scratch. Because why would you spend a couple of bucks on a salesperson? I mean, if your salesperson was a bit shabby, didn't look the part, didn't speak well, you wouldn't hire them.
Absolutely.
And it has to return. And again, it's a lot cheaper as well. I don't know, sales teams are expensive. Websites don't have to be. Or if you can't afford it, that's why we make Conversion Cow. So, yeah.
No, fantastic. I mean, it's a great perspective because people spend so much time on socials creating posts, 5 posts a day, or at least 5 posts a week minimum, doing all this information, creating the videos, creating the reels, posts, and sometimes they just miss the website of actually getting it correct because I like what you said. Everything goes back to the website. It's so true. It's so true.
Well,
yeah. Or even if you have a sales call, they usually check. Most people I talk to, they've already seen my website. They already know what we do. They said, "Oh yeah, I saw that on your website," and they ask a question about
absolutely,
something in our website. Yeah.
And I think that's the funny thing. A lot of people don't realize just how much traffic is going to the website. And so we talked about data before. Couple of key points. Have you hooked up Google Analytics to actually see exactly how many people come to your website? Some people actually, fun fact, a lot of people even use Conversion Cow because we continuously send monthly reports on how people are interacting with you. It actually gives them insight on, oh, wait a minute, I don't have as much traffic as I thought I did.
Yeah.
So again, Conversion Cow works, but you're not sending traffic. We said that before on what works and what doesn't, right? Get data about your information, about your website. Make sure you're tracking your leads. Make sure you follow up the leads as well. And make sure that you have every part optimized, because if you do, you have a higher chance of getting a lead and sale. And let's be honest, it's not about who has the most marketing budget.
These days it's not. Back in the day with television and so forth it was. But now nobody even cares about TV ads.
If you can,
nobody even watches TV, they're watching Netflix.
If you can convert more of the existing traffic that you have, to me, that is being more optimum, because there's a prediction I have of what every business should be doing right now. AI, automation, outsourcing, and optimization. AAOO. If you're not doing these 4 things, you will struggle as costs are rising for wages. Costs are, getting leads are harder. Business is not easy. So these 4 things are the 4 things we keep hearing. Our software falls in the optimization side because it's making the most of what you already have and making it stretch further. So don't spend more money. Just because you don't get more leads, let's spend more on traffic. That's not how it works. Let's optimize each part of the sales funnel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's how we do it. They're like levers, right? Pull the levers up.
Optimizing makes sense, because why would you not want to have? Why would you want to have something that's not optimal?
Correct.
Because I always think life, it's all about continuous improvement, and business is the same. Whatever you have, you want to build on it, grow, and keep on trying to improve what you offer, whether it be your product, your service, your website, your brand. I think it's a process of continuous improvement. Even now, if I say I'm going to do some, work on branding and do some advertising, I got to still do it in 6 months' time and in 1 year's time. I can't just say, "Oh, I did that yesterday. I'm resting now."
I call it the 1%.
And you won't get anything. Yeah.
The 1%ers. It doesn't just apply to, say, your website and improving everything by 1%. Your marketing, your sales, your website conversion, your website, whatever, by 1%. It comes down to the owner. It's a mindset shift for ourselves to go, hey, did you realize that everything comes from how good I am? So I might be the one holding my business back because I'm either, not because I'm lazy, but just because I'm scared. I've never done it before. It takes extra effort, but that's like all things in life. Everything that's comfortable never grows you. It's when we stretch ourselves. I mean, going to the gym, I don't love going to the gym because I'm like, that's just not me. And even my muscles, they're crying. Every time I'm lifting something, they're like, I don't want to. But with every cry, every tear, it's actually into the bucket of awesomeness of, hey, we're going to get stronger here. And so my lesson for myself as a business owner is you got to stretch yourself. Don't sit in comfortable. The worst and the biggest word I hate, and I wrote a LinkedIn post on this, the word I hate is the word good. Because good stops you from getting to great, and it makes you think that you're okay. See, at least if you're bad, I know how I can help you, right? Yeah. So, Irwin, I'm not doing well, bad. Oh, we all get around you. If I say I'm good, it kind of blocks everyone, including myself, from any improvement. But life is about improving. You got to get better. I want to be better than the Irwin yesterday. Do I need to be better than Raj? No. Raj just has to be better than Raj yesterday. And I think with that kind of mindset,
Yeah, and that's what golf is all about, because golf is all about when you go and play, you're playing against yourself.
100%.
You have your handicap. You got 36 points. You've played to your handicap. Your handicap will go lower. You have nothing to do with my handicap. You see what I'm saying? It levels the playing field, so you can play with anyone, and that's the same with this whole get better than what you were yesterday 100%. Concept.
Well, it's almost like get better than the hole before, because let's be honest, you shoot your triple bogey over.
Absolutely.
Now you're feeling absolutely smashed for the next one. You know what? That last hole was the last hole. That was back there. We're here to start afresh and stuff. And so I think we really need to have that mindset shift that, like every hole, every day is like a new hole.
Yeah. I used to have this coach once, and she used to always say, she says, every hole is a new competition.
Oh.
Every hole, when you go to the tee box, well, you have an opportunity now to score on this hole.
Yeah.
Forget about whatever has happened and forget about whatever is to come. Because sometimes in golf, say you've got 32 points and there's 4 holes left, and you're like, oh, I want to get 36. No, don't worry about that. Only worry about that one hole.
Worry about one hole. Focus.
Improve. Get your 2 points or 3 points if you can, and move to the next one. Don't overthink it before. Yeah.
Golf and marketing and sales is pretty much similar. Every lead that you get, let's just focus on that one. So you didn't get it. Doesn't matter. Let's improve the next opportunity that we have.
Yeah.
Let's improve. You can't just lump it all together. We're here to improve each day.
Yeah. So fantastic. And tell me a bit more about these leads, because I always tell my team, as soon as they come, somebody should get on top of them, like call them, like immediately. And I always say the faster we get to it, the higher the rate of conversion. I don't know whether it's true, but that's what I think in my head.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. We don't even need data. I mean, let's just use common sense. Unfortunately, common sense is so common. But if I was looking for a problem, you got to think. You put yourself in your customer's shoes. They are screaming for a solution to a problem that they have, and that's why they're calling you. They're not Googling or looking around just because they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
They really have a problem. So if I was crying out for help, like let's just do this in real life. Raj, I'm in trouble. I need help. I'm waving my hands. And you're like, Irwin, no worries. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in a couple of hours' time. Imagine I'm in a pool drowning and I'm waving.
Yeah.
I need help now. The person on the other side, what do they see? Do they see a drowning person who has a problem that you so happen to have a solution for? Or are you more like, I just see a person who, it's that mindset shift. In sales, we're here to solve a problem. It so happens we have the solution. And if we don't have the solution, that's okay. Then don't use us. Use X, Y, Z instead. And let's be as helpful as possible. But to me, you absolutely have to jump on, when it comes to sales, you absolutely have to jump on leads as fast as possible. The longer you leave it, kind of like a barbecue, once the meat's cooked, you want to eat it straight away. It's nice and warm, right? The longer you leave it gets cold and it gets claggy and it's no fun, right?
I call it like going to the valley of death.
Yeah.
I go, that lead has gone to the valley of death. You can't get it back now. It's finished.
But
that thing has gone to the valley of death.
But let's be honest. Let's nurture what we have. Let's be as upfront and honest as we can. Let's do our best with what we've got. And let's be honest, it is a volume game when it comes to marketing and sales, but also getting the right people, getting them into the funnel. So,
fantastic. I love it. So obviously it's a golf podcast and we were chatting about golf a bit earlier. So let me ask you a bit more. I mean, I know you've only been playing for a short period.
Yes.
So tell us a bit more. What made you get into golf?
Yeah, no, fantastic. It was actually 4 years ago, and a close friend of mine was saying, oh, hey, you should come to the driving range with me. I'm like, oh, no, I don't really play golf. It's not my thing. I did have a crack long time ago. I was bitten by the golf bug back then, but for some reason during that time, I just didn't take it up. And so anyway, decided to go with my friend. It was December, it was Christmas time and nothing else to do. And can I say that bug came back. And when it bit a little bit too hard. And so I've only been playing for 3-4 years now. I've done my back a little bit, but we'll get there on that one.
You're a golfer now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The back pain is just something you carry with pride.
Yeah.
So I got a bad back, bad knee, bad everything.
So, but we're working on strength and conditioning.
It's a badge of honor.
But we'll try to get through and stuff like that. So yeah.
Fabulous. And look, obviously you've part of Emajin now, and we caught up at the last event. And but one of the things we do is try to help people get into golf, to play better golf.
Yeah.
So You come to the right place.
Yeah, thank you.
You love it.
Look forward to the courses, and I think there's a couple of good ones I've signed up for next few months and stuff. So looking forward to it once we heal this back as well. So
absolutely,
see how we go.
Absolutely. Look, we should chat after this, because I can give you. I've had a bad back and various things during my time.
This is sponsored by a physio and a chiro, right?
Exactly, sponsored by physio and chiro. And we obviously we have many physios and chiros in our member base, but we'll definitely chat about that. But tell me a bit more. I know you're going to be playing a few nice courses with Emajin, but any on your bucket list that you want to get to, that you want to play at?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm actually heading to Hawaii soon. And someone said actually you should try a couple in Hawaii if you're not.
Yeah.
But I think
the plantation course and the bay course are beautiful.
So that would be quite interesting to check out. My dream is actually, because I did say to a friend of mine that would find a really beautiful course. I haven't selected it yet. Alan, if you're listening, it's you. So you've got another 6 years. I think we've got more. It was a decision we made. We said when we turn 50, we're going to fly somewhere and just go all out, boys trip sort of thing. But Pebble Beach also comes to mind. I mean, that's always
it's stunningly beautiful.
Yep. So that's the one.
Stunningly beautiful. And I think it would be on many people's bucket list.
Yes.
But it's amazing to stay at the lodge and play the Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
And you know what they do in the first tee? They have a live video of the first tee.
Oh, wow.
So if you have a tee time, you can tell your family and friends. They can watch your top shot on the first tee.
That's pretty cool, actually. Love it.
So imagine the pressure now when you hit this shot. Everybody can be watching this live. Because when I got there, you look at it in the golf shop and you just laugh at other people.
I'll laugh at myself.
Laugh at other people.
I'll start laughing now.
Because you can. And then you feel less bad about your own bad shot. You're like, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway. I
saw people top it, so it's all right.
Cool.
And if you could have anyone in the world who could be in your 4-ball,
yes.
if you could take anyone along to Pebble Beach and play with them, tell us who do you think it would be?
Well, I think it's the usual of the woods, of course, but I think I'd get both Tiger and Charlie, because I've seen. I mean, Charlie got a hole in one, recently and stuff, and that was incredible. If my missus was with me, she would want me to add one extra person, Tom Holland. Yes, he's the Spider-Man, he's an actor, but he plays a lot of golf. So I'd invite him as well, just for my missus, just to keep her happy and stuff like that.
She can be your caddy and walk around.
Yeah, or actually she can help me with the buggy and exactly. And I'll talk to Tiger, right?
You can talk to Tiger, she can talk to Tom Holland. Forget Tiger, talk to Charlie. He's gonna be the new.
True. So they're my 4. Yeah, 4 and the missus, we'll call it. So
fabulous. Oh, that sounds super. Yeah. And you got 2 girls as well, Irwin?
Yes. So I've got a teenage daughter who, though she is of this age, she seems a lot older. So they mature like very fast. But love my girls. So
me too. I have one daughter, and she's the know-it-all. She knows everything.
Yes.
But nevertheless, it's great. I feel girls are just more intellectual.
Maybe we're biased, but I think daughters are awesome. So
absolutely, fantastic. So look, Irwin, it's been great to chat to you and learn more about you and your family, but also learn a lot more about Conversion Cow and how it operates. Look, any parting words or anything you want to share with our members before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think it's parting words. Okay, I think at the end of the day, parting words. I think it's all about improvement. Challenge yourself. Don't whatever you think is good. There is great, and there's always a step up. And the only thing holding you back is actually yourself. So maybe not just improvement on your website or improving your leads and sales, but even just personal improvement. Yep. There is always better. So push yourself. No excuses. Stop having excuses. Look into things. There's so many times I've actually looked into new things, and I've realized, use that golf one before. If my mate didn't encourage me and if I didn't say yes, I don't think I would have. I wouldn't even be here right now and stuff. And I guess I'm reminded when you talk about self-improvement, what is it that I'll impart? Let's make it this. There's a Jim Carrey movie called The Yes Man, where he just keeps saying yes. Say yes to something that is awkward, different, outside of your comfort zone. I think that is the best thing you can actually do. And I think a lot of times when I think about my journey on maybe business, improvement on, we'll call it marketing, leads, sales, whatever it is, personal development, it's when I've actually broken past the no and the excuses to go, hey, let's just give this a crack. I've always done better. And the worst thing, what's the worst that could happen? I say, yes, I do it. I don't like it. At least I know what's on my no list for sure, sort of thing, right? So be the yes person.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Jim Carrey and have a go. And if you haven't seen the movie, check it out as well.
I will. That's Look, this is so resonates with my ethos. I'm exactly like that. I always say more is more. We can get better. And every day I do affirmations. I get all my team to do affirmations. I don't know whether they do it or not, but they definitely
You're an entrepreneur, that's why, yeah.
Exactly. I always think you got to strive to be better than yesterday, which is the same
100%.
ethos you have. And I love this, don't be happy with good, look for great.
Absolutely.
So amazing. Great to chat to you, Irwin.
Thanks, Raj.
Fantastic to have you on the podcast, and we'll have to have you again in the future for sure.
Lovely.
But thank you for being here.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.